Just hours ago, Israeli forces launched a series of strikes on Beirut, targeting a high-ranking Hezbollah commander. The night sky lit up with explosions, and the city was engulfed in chaos and fear. But this attack is far from an isolated incident. It marks a significant escalation in a long-standing conflict that has seen countless lives lost and communities torn apart. As violence escalates in Lebanon and Gaza, the entire region is teetering on the edge of all-out war. Civilians are caught in the crossfire, desperately seeking safety as tensions continue to rise. More than 31,000 people have fled Lebanon into Syria in the past 48 hours, as Israeli air raids continue to pound civilian infrastructure. Hezbollah, in retaliation, has fired over 80 rockets into northern Israel. This escalation comes at a time when Israel is also intensifying its strikes on Gaza, killing 15 Palestinians today alone. Meanwhile, the death toll in Lebanon has already surpassed 620, raising fears of a broader conflict across the Middle East. Despite international calls for a ceasefire, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to continue the attacks, emphasizing the need to protect Israeli citizens and maintain national security. He has reiterated his stance in multiple press conferences, stating that news of a ceasefire is not true and that any reports suggesting otherwise are misleading. Netanyahu has been firm in his position, arguing that halting the offensive would only embolden their adversaries. The United States has stepped in with an $8.7 billion aid package to support Israel's military efforts, highlighting the strong alliance between the two nations. This substantial aid package aims to bolster Israel's defense capabilities, including $5.2 billion for advanced air defense systems like the Iron Dome and David's Sling. These systems are crucial for intercepting incoming threats and ensuring the safety of Israeli civilians amidst ongoing conflicts. But Iran, a key player in this conflict, has remained conspicuously quiet since the assassination of Hamas Politburo chief Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran earlier this year. The silence has been deafening, leaving many to speculate about Iran's next move. Now, as Hezbollah, an ally of Iran, faces mounting pressure from various fronts, the question arises: could we see a direct retaliation from Iran? The stakes are incredibly high and the region is on edge. Some believe that moment is fast approaching, while others argue that Iran may opt for a more covert response. The world watches and waits. As the violence rages on, civilians continue to pay the ultimate price. Schools turned into shelters have been bombed, with dozens wounded and killed, sparking international outcry over violations of humanitarian laws. Can diplomacy de-escalate this rapidly intensifying conflict? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a much larger, more devastating war in the Middle East? Stay with us for the latest updates as this story unfolds.